Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by asking you one simple question. Have you ever doubted your importance in this world? Have you ever felt like you're just one in a crowd, unseen, unheard, or insignificant? If you have, let me tell you something today that you may have forgotten or perhaps never even realized. You matter. You are not here by chance. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are unique, irreplaceable, and full of potential. Today, I'm here to remind you of the value you bring to this world, a value that cannot be measured by anyone else's standards. So as we begin, I want you to open your heart, let go of any doubts, and truly listen not just to my words, but to the truth that already exists within you. Because by the time we're done, I hope you'll leave here knowing without a shadow of a doubt that your life matters more than you can imagine. Let's dive in. Your existence is not an accident. Take a moment and think about the odds of you being here. Out of billions of stars in the galaxy, trillions of cells in your body, and countless events in history that had to align perfectly, here you are alive, breathing, thinking, and experiencing this moment. That's not just chance, that's purpose. You weren't placed here by some random stroke of luck. There's a reason you exist, a reason you were chosen to be part of this world. Every individual is born with a unique combination of talents, passions, and perspectives that no one else possesses. You have gifts that no one else has, and you have the power to contribute something to this world that no one else ever could. Whether you realize it or not, your existence is woven into the fabric of the universe, and it wouldn't be the same without you. Imagine how the world would feel without the people who've touched your life in ways big or small. Now realize that you are that person for someone else. When you doubt your purpose, think of the countless lives you've already affected without even knowing it. Every smile you've shared, every word of kindness you've spoken, every moment you've simply been there for someone, it all adds up. You are more than your job, your circumstances, or even the roles you play. You are a vital thread in the tapestry of life. And without you, it would be incomplete. But let's go deeper. This isn't just about what you do. It's about who you are, even when you feel like you're not doing enough or that your life doesn't measure up to someone else's. Your mere existence holds intrinsic value. The fact that you're alive means you're part of a greater plan. Think of nature, every tree, every flower, every blade of grass has a role, a purpose. You are no different. The world has room for you to grow, thrive, and bloom in your own unique way. And remember this, you are unrepeatable. Out of the billions of people who have ever existed or will ever exist, there is only one you. No one else has your voice, your perspective, or your potential. That makes you irreplaceable. Think of all the people, inventions, and ideas throughout history that started small, unnoticed, or even doubted, yet they changed the world. Imagine what would have been lost if those individuals hadn't existed. Your existence is proof that you have something to offer, even if you haven't discovered it yet. Sometimes the journey of life is about uncovering that purpose step by step. It's about listening to your heart, trusting the process, and allowing yourself the space to grow into who you're meant to be. Even in moments of doubt, pain, or fear, your presence is significant. Your existence is a light, and even the smallest light can guide someone through the darkest of nights. Never underestimate the power of simply being here, alive, and capable of making a difference. You matter not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. You are meant to be here, and the world is better with you in it. As you continue to live, grow, and discover, remember that your life is part of a bigger picture, a story that only you can write. Your worth is not defined by external circumstances. Far too often, we let the world dictate how we see ourselves. Society has this way of attaching value to achievements, appearances, material possessions, and even the opinions of others. It tells us that our worth is measured by how much money we make, how many followers we have, the titles we hold, or how perfectly we fit into some arbitrary standard. But here's the truth, none of those things define you. Your worth doesn't fluctuate based on what you accomplish or fail to accomplish. It's not diminished by mistakes, setbacks, or the judgment of others. You're valuable simply because you exist. Think about it. Do you question the value of the sun just because it sets each day? Do you doubt the worth of a tree because it sheds its leaves in winter? No. You recognize their intrinsic value, regardless of temporary circumstances. You are no different. It's easy to get caught in the trap of external validation. Maybe you didn't get the promotion you wanted, or your goals are taking longer to achieve than you hoped. Maybe someone criticized you or made you feel small. In moments like these, it's tempting to question your worth. But let me tell you this, the opinions of others are reflections of their own perspective, not the truth of who you are. You were born with worth. It's not something you earn, it's something you already have. From the moment you took your first breath, you were enough, and no amount of success or failure will ever change that. Success can add to your experiences, but it doesn't increase your value. Similarly, failure can teach you lessons, but it doesn't diminish your worth. Your value is constant, unshakable, and deeply rooted in your existence. Consider the way we treat children. When a child falls while learning to walk, do we label them a failure? Of course not. We cheer them on because we see their effort, their courage, and their inherent potential. That same worth, that same potential exists in you. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. It only matters that you keep moving forward. Your worth also isn't tied to how busy or productive you are. In a world that glorifies hustle and perfection, it's easy to feel like you're not doing enough. But rest is not laziness. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. You don't have to prove your value by constantly doing, achieving, or pleasing others. Sometimes simply being is enough. And let's talk about comparisons. How often do you look at someone else's life and think, why can't I have that? Why am I not as successful, attractive, or happy as they are? Here's a reminder, you're only seeing a fragment of their story. People rarely show their struggles, their insecurities, or their pain. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing a seed to a blooming flower. You're on your own journey, growing in your own time, and your worth is not determined by how your life stacks up against someone else's. Your worth is also not tied to the roles you play. Whether you're a parent, a partner, an employee, or a friend, those roles may shape parts of your identity, but they do not define your value. You are more than the sum of your responsibilities. Even if you feel like you've fallen short in one area, it doesn't take away from your inherent goodness and the light you bring to the world. Remember, external circumstances are temporary. Jobs change, relationships evolve, challenges come and go. But who you are at your core, the kind, resilient, unique person you are, that remains constant. When you stop seeking validation from the outside world and start recognizing your own worth, you unlock a freedom that can't be shaken. Your worth is infinite, unmeasurable, and completely independent of what you do, what you have, or what others think of you. It's time to let go of the need for external approval and embrace the truth that you are already enough. You are worthy just as you are right here, right now. The ripple effect of your actions. Every single action you take, every word you speak, every decision you make, and every moment you show up creates ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. It's easy to underestimate the power of your actions, to think that what you do doesn't matter. But the truth is, the smallest things you do can have the biggest impact on the world around you. Imagine a stone dropped into a still pond. The ripples start small, but they spread outward, touching areas far beyond the initial splash. That's exactly how your actions work. Whether it's a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or simply being there for someone, the effects of your choices can reach farther than you'll ever know. You may not always see the results, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. Think about a time when someone's kindness made your day better. Maybe it was a stranger holding the door open for you, a friend who listened when you needed to talk, or a mentor who believed in you when you doubted yourself. Those moments may have seemed small to them, but to you they meant everything. Now realize that you have the same ability to create those moments for others. Your actions don't have to be grand to be meaningful. Sometimes the simplest things, a smile, a compliment, or an act of patience can make the biggest difference. The beauty of the ripple effect is that it's not just about direct impact, it's about how your actions inspire others to pass it on. When you show kindness, you encourage others to do the same, creating a chain reaction of positivity that can reach people you'll never even meet. But it's not just about kindness, it's also about the influence of your ideas, your creativity, and your contributions. Maybe you've shared an idea that sparked someone else's imagination. Maybe your passion for something inspired someone to pursue their own dreams. You may think your actions are small, but they could be the seed of something much greater. Consider the stories of people who changed the world, not with monumental acts, but with simple beginnings. Teachers who inspired students to chase their potential. Writers who penned words that touched hearts. Leaders who led with compassion and integrity. Their impact rippled outward, influencing lives they never even knew existed. And the same is true for you. Every decision you make to show up authentically, to give your best, to care for others, it all matters. Even in times when you feel invisible or insignificant, your actions are creating ripples. You may not see the waves you're making, but trust that they are there, shaping the world in ways you can't yet imagine. Your actions also have the power to break cycles. If you've experienced negativity, pain, or hardship, choosing to respond with kindness and positivity can create a new ripple, one that replaces harm with healing. It's not always easy, but it's one of the most powerful ways you can make an impact. And here's something important. The ripple effect doesn't stop with others, it comes back to you. When you act with kindness, integrity, and purpose, you not only improve the lives of those around you, but also enrich your own. It builds trust, deepens relationships, and fosters a sense of fulfillment that no external reward can match. Every day you have the opportunity to create ripples in your family, in your community, in the world. What you do matters. What you say matters. Who you are matters. The ripple effect of your actions has the potential to shape lives, inspire change, and leave a legacy that extends far beyond your own lifetime. So, The next time you think your actions don't make a difference, remember this: even the smallest pebble can create waves. You have the power to influence the world around you in ways you can't yet see. And with every action, every choice, and every moment of connection, you are creating ripples that touch hearts, spark minds, and transform lives, embracing your authentic self. In a world that constantly pushes us to conform, to fit in, and to be like everyone else, embracing your authentic self is one of the most powerful things you can do. Your authenticity is your superpower, your unique combination of perspectives, and traits that no one else in the world possesses. It's what makes you special, what sets you apart, and what allows you to contribute something truly original to the world. When you embrace your authentic self, you're not just living, you're thriving. You're stepping into the fullness of who you are without apology or hesitation. It's about recognizing your strengths and using them boldly, but it's also about acknowledging your vulnerabilities and understanding that they are part of what makes you human. Authenticity isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. Think about this: how much energy do we waste trying to be what we think others want us to be? Whether it's at work, in relationships, or even within our own families, we often hold ourselves to fit expectations. But here's the truth: when you try to be someone you're not, you rob the world of the gift of who you truly are. And worse, you rob yourself of the joy and fulfillment that come from living a life that aligns with your true identity. Embracing your authentic self means letting go of the fear of judgment. It means understanding that not everyone will accept or agree with you, and that's okay. Your worth isn't determined by other people's opinions. The people who are meant to be in your life, the ones who truly matter, will love and respect you for who you are, not for who you're pretending to be. When you show up authentically, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage to be yourself creates a ripple effect, encouraging those around you to let down their own masks and embrace their true selves. It's like lighting a candle in the darkness. Your light gives others permission to shine. Authenticity fosters deeper, more meaningful connections because it's rooted in honesty and vulnerability. Living authentically also means honoring your passions and pursuing the things that light you up. Too often, we suppress our dreams because we think they're impractical or because we're afraid of failure. But your passions are not random, they are a reflection of your purpose. When you align your actions with what truly matters to you, you create a life that feels vibrant, meaningful, and fulfilling. And let's not forget the power of self-acceptance. Embracing your authentic self means accepting yourself fully, the good, the bad, and the in-between. It's about recognizing that your flaws and imperfections are part of what make you beautifully unique. Self-acceptance is not about settling for less, it's about acknowledging where you are while striving to become the best version of yourself. It also means being honest with yourself. Are you living the life you want, or are you living the life others expect of you? Are you following your own path? Or are you trying to fit into someone else's idea of success? Embracing your authentic self requires you to ask these tough questions and to have the courage to make changes if the answers don't align with your truth. When you live authentically, you experience a kind of freedom that is unmatched. You're no longer shackled by the need for external validation or the fear of rejection. You become grounded in your own values, beliefs, and desires. This doesn't mean you stop growing or changing. Authenticity is not about staying the same. It's about evolving in a way that feels true to who you are at your core. Your authentic self is your greatest asset. It's what makes you unforgettable. It's what allows you to bring something to the table that no one else can. So embrace it, celebrate it, let the world see the real you, because when you do, you unlock a kind of power, confidence, and joy that can't be found anywhere else. And the more you embrace your authentic self, the more you inspire others to do the same, creating a world where we can all live more fully, more freely, and more true to ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this journey together, let me remind you of one simple truth: you matter. Your life holds immense value, not because of what you've achieved, how perfect you appear, or how others perceive you, but because of who you are. Your existence is not an accident. You are here for a reason. The actions you take, no matter how small, create ripples that touch lives and make a difference in ways you may never see. Your worth is not tied to external circumstances. It's inherent, unshakable, and entirely yours. And when you embrace your authentic self unapologetically and wholeheartedly, you step into a life of purpose, freedom, and joy. The world needs what only you can offer. Your kindness, your ideas, your voice, and your presence, they all contribute to a greater story that is unfolding each day. So take responsibility for your narrative, let go of comparisons, and live with intention. Choose to see your value, because when you do, you will inspire others to see theirs. You are enough. You have always been enough. Now go out there and live like it, love like it, lead like it. The world is waiting for your light, your impact, and your unique gift. You matter. Never forget it. Thank you.